Shalom. Welcome to Lights of the Nations. We're in those 4 beautiful, mystical, special days, days above time, days between Yom Kippur and Sukkot, when it's time for us to leave our home. Just as I just walked out of the house, it's time for us to leave our home and live in a sukkah, as we're commanded, for 7 days. And the sukkah, the temporary dwelling, really becomes our permanent home. And it's such an unbelievable idea. And let me tell you really how I feel about it, Yitzchak. We just finished Yom Kippur.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of an experience was it for you?
Uplifting.
Uplifting and also totally
Liberating.
liberating. So everything has to be new now. It can't be the same world. And you know what it is? I really feel on the deepest level, we realize that we have to have a new house. Everything has to be new. I can't go back to the same house. And so, what is this world anyway? It's like the whole process of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur gave us our priorities straight again, and we realize what's permanent and what's temporary in this world, what should be permanent and what should be temporary. It's time for us to just leave the permanent house for a week and be so close to Hashem. The unbelievable thing about the sukkah we're going to be talking about. And I understand that we're actually going to be building a sukkah together.
I thought you were getting to that point. Yeah.
Could you
invite me
help
over
me?
to help you build a sukkah?
You know, you can have
do
lunch.
it.
You can have lunch.
Let's do it. I like that.
Actually, the truth is, this is very special because Yitzchak designed my sukkah many, many years ago. Actually, the plan, the sukkah that we're building now is not the first plan. Originally, it was much more complex and it involved multi-levels. There was a magic tea, I remember. There was a certain magic tea involved and different levels of levels, not of reality.
Levels.
But the thing is, being in the sukkah is being in the embrace of Hashem on a whole other level. And it's being in the shadow of the divine presence, being just held and wrapped in the Shekhinah. It's the most beautiful thing, and it's so hard to understand it unless you actually build a sukkah and experience what it means to go out of the house and to realize that this unbelievable commandment that Hashem is giving us exactly right after Yom Kippur makes us realize what this world really is and how we're all really only temporary dwellers in this world.
Just passing
So
through.
it's such a beautiful time of year, and the most exciting thing in the world is to build a sukkah.
Rabbi, let's start building.
Thanks for your help.
Anytime.
So I'm all dusty now, get full of the mitzvah. I haven't seen these in about a year.
Yeah.
So first I have to take them out and get acquainted again. They're all numbered, and I've got to remember exactly how to set it up. You know, today they sell all kinds of newfangled sukkot. They make them out of metal, out of canvas, out of plastic, out of titanium. I don't know, sukkot to last forever, sukkot to fit any situation. Every year they come out with more and more, ideas. But I like the old style.
Old-fashioned wooden sukkah.
And there's nothing like it. It's like an old friend.
Mm-hmm.
And just putting it together itself, being involved in that aspect of the commandment, that Hashem said, leave your house, make a temporary dwelling. At the time of year when most people, maybe they had a gazebo, maybe they're on the porch for the whole summer and they're going inside because it's getting cooler. Jewish people go outside, face the elements. A lot to say about the sukkah itself, what it's made of, how it works. I think we're going to talk more about that later, but we got to get to work.
I just like the feeling of, submerging myself totally within a mitzvah. You're building the mitzvah around you. It's good as it
There's a
gets.
few mitzvot like that you go into totally, bodily, like the land of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with the talit, which stands for marriage, the covenant of marriage. Immersion in the mikvah, being in the sukkah, it's all the surrounding light, the or makif, that we're totally enveloped by the mitzvah itself.
So, how long does this thing gotta stand up for, Rabbi?
7 days, Yitzchak.
7 days?
Four. Number 3. Or is it number 10 that I need?
Oh boy.
You designed this, Yitzchak.
Yeah, I did. I
will
remember
never
now.
forget that.
Whoa.
Remember Yenta?
The cat.
That's his grave under there.
Oh boy. Why is that stuff on top of his grave?
I don't know, that doesn't seem right. I mean, practically anything can be kosher for a sukkah wall. Like we said today, they sell all kinds of ready-made things.
Mm-hmm.
And they sell all kinds of fancy things. I mean, I know a story about a man, a very wealthy man, surprised his wife. Had some construction going on in the house for a couple of months, wanted to do something for her birthday, and the house is so big that he was able to keep her away from that wing of the house for like months at a time. He had like a construction crew. It's a true story.
You sure?
Takes her into the room, into this beautiful room that he added onto the house. Right before Sukkot, pushes a button, and the roof comes apart.
Whoa.
It's heated with shag carpets and chandeliers and everything, and all you have to do is just put tzchach across the top, and there you have it. And that's a kosher sukkah. But it doesn't feel right to me. The whole point of the sukkah is to really, feel our faith in Hashem's ever-loving and lasting presence around us. And that's the whole idea about leaving the house right after Yom Kippur, when you're feeling maybe vulnerable and insecure, and you really need the house, but like we said, you need a new house. And this is like the safest place in the world. This is like the deepest feeling of security. And you know, it's not that sturdy, it's not that strong, but this is like the real protection of Hashem's presence in our lives. So, you know, it's really wonderful what that man did for his wife, but it's not really the spirit of the holiday.
Not my cup of tea.
It's not really. We need to rough it just a little bit on Sukkot.
Let's do it. Panel number 3.
Let's put another one of these up.
A couple of
What is that midrash? It says that when the midrash says 3 things that Hashem said caused Moshe to recoil and shock. And one of them was when Hashem said, "And you shall build for me a sanctuary." He said, how could that be? That you would want to be in this world? How could we possibly honor you enough? How could we build something that would be, befitting of the honor that's due to the Creator? And Hashem said to Moshe, "Moshe, you are mistaken. All that it takes is 20 beams on the north side, 20 beams on the south side, cover it with some goat skins, and I will cause my presence to abide amongst the children of Israel."
Sounds a lot like a sukkah to me.
Sounds a lot like a sukkah, and also it's the whole idea that Hashem says that He's not looking for us to, to put on airs. And
He's not looking for that sukkah, that wealthy guy.
Exactly, right. This is exactly what He's
something
looking
coming from the
for.
heart.
This is exactly what He's looking for.
That's all it takes.
Good old wood. How come people don't kiss their sukkahs? It seems to me if you kiss the kotel, you should kiss your sukkah. It's like the biggest mitzvah of the year.